Well, we bought ourselves time. Now all we need is a...
Calling all cutthroats, mercs, firebugs, and psychopaths. Kill all these goblin cartels. And undermines yours to plunder.
Let's see. Last I checked, this was the single target build, except I made a couple of slight changes. So rather than having... Because to me, I just don't see the point here. Rather than having talents into Imprison and Lost in Darkness, I put them both into Infernal Armor. I just don't see the point in having these in a raid single target fight build. My opinion. People say that they have to put points into these to get to here, but I just don't see why, because you can just simply skip these and then put them in here, which gives you more armor when you use an Immolation Aura, and melee attackers take extra damage from you. So I just don't see the point. Also, watch this. Let's see if this happens like it does when I raided my guild. So you'll see these bikers and gunners, right? Watch what happens when the boss shows up.
Great. New plan. Champions, take care of her while we check on our cartels.
Roadkill is what they became. Oh, man. That boss driving in like that has killed people in our guild raid group every time, and it's always made us laugh. She just drives in and just swerves this way. Even if you're trying to run away, just... So this is the actual first boss of the raid. I'm not going to bother. Vexy and the Gear Grinders. Vexy Full Throttle has been paving a path of terror all through the hearts of anyone her gang encounters. Answering Gallywix's call for aid, she and her crew are here to repay an old favor and add a few new grease stains to undermine streets. Not sure why people are just in and out of this encounter for some reason. But you'll notice that right there, right? She has plating, and it gains energy over time. So this is sort of a DPS check during this initial phase here. You'll notice those bikers that we saw with the trash, right? So basically the way... I'm sorry, I read the chat. The way this works is we have to get that armor off. The way to do that is as we're fighting the boss, the bikers will show up, and we're supposed to take, DPS them down, and then direct the bikes into Vexy's gear grinder vehicle there. Each time a bike does that, one of those armor plates comes off. Once that happens, she then initiates a different phase where she is trying to get this thing repaired, and she'll call in other people to come in and repair it. That's when we're basically supposed to be focusing our DPS, because I think that's when she also takes more damage during that phase. This is usually the part when you're supposed to pop Bloodlust during that part. Now, on Heroic, it's 6 pieces, and I assume on Mythic it's 8. I actually don't recall noticing that during that particular part of the fight, so... I'm not sure why this druid is asking that, unless they're specifically asking for leather. Alt F12 makes it go faster. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure what we're waiting for, unless we're waiting for more people to join the queue, but really we don't need to. Pretty sure we have a full group here, so I'm not sure why we're waiting.
You want a piece of me?
There we go. But of course, this is LFR, so don't bother with, a ready check and then a countdown. Now, to be fair, there was a ready check, but then we took forever for some reason. Oh, so that oil there, on Heroic, it becomes a big pool of oil, which is very hard to run on. In fact, as a Demon Hunter, it actually is very hard to dash over. So you're supposed to bait the bikers to be near the boss. But obviously this is LFR. I'm not expecting good coordination from LFR raiders.
Exhaust fumes.
So you hop on and then...
Forget this, I'm out.
Quit moving the boss, quit moving the boss.
Call bikers.
Let's kickstart this. Forget this, I'm out.
Forget this, I'm out. So, shadow damage done is increased because of the exhaust.
Your roadkill. Forget this, I'm out.
Call bikers.
I guess I'll just hop on the bikes myself, since nobody else will.
Forget this.
Tune up.
Quiet here and fix this.
So this is now the other phase, tune-up. Somebody pop Bloodlust, please.
Get these pipes.
There we go. Actually, the best, more appropriate way to do this is courtesy of my friend Calamity, where she just goes rah 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 rah, which I love, and everybody else in our guild loves as well.
Got it. Let's roll.
And so then it goes back to the previous phase. Now she's got the full 4 plates of armor back on, and basically it's rinse and repeat. Now, obviously, because like on Heroic, it's 6 plates, you know, it's going to take longer. But we have to do this before she gets to 100 energy, because once she does, she basically does, I guess what you could call one of the end rages of the fight, where she basically then just kind of like does a whole bunch of damage, which is basically going to wipe the raid.
Forget this, I'm
Exhaust
out.
fumes.
Nobody else is doing the bike mechanic.
Let's
I gotta be Thanos in these LFR raids. I'll just have to do it myself.
forget this, I'm out.
Exhaust vacuum plating.
When I get into these LFR raids, I feel like Thanos, like grabbing the Infinity Gauntlet and saying, "Fine, I'll do it myself."
Forget this, I'm out.
Oh, hey, somebody else is actually doing it. They probably saw me do it and they were like, "Hey, I could do that."
Forget this.
Quiet
here and fix this.
But yeah, you can see all damage done or taken is increased by 100%. Mechanical breakdown.
Tune up.
And then she hops out, and then you have to actually, like, just kill her like normal.
Nice work! Huh, that's one nuisance out of the way.
Good job, morons. While you were playing with Vexy, my crew was moving in. Thanks for the extra time.
Ah, great. And the Galagio is sealed tight. Clear out Gallywix's cronies and see what can be salvaged. We'll put together something that'll blast the doors off that casino.
I think I just missed it, but basically, yeah, there it is. They grab this big war tank and drive it through all this stuff over here. So, fun fact, this is actually supposed to be one of my best cloaks right here. And it finally drops. Of course, it's an LFR, but still. Alright, I'm actually going to go ahead and swap back to my AoE cleave build as I burn and fire. Since there is a fight coming up with ads, plus we have a bunch of trash to go through, so now we're actually infiltrating the Galagio. And boy, oh boy, just wait till you see what's in here. Because, of course, as you guys can probably guess, we are going into a casino. And, of course, this is a casino owned by Galliwick, so, well, you can imagine. But then again, if you've ever been to a casino, just like if you've ever been to Vegas in your life, you can probably also have a good idea as well.
It's too far away.
Easy as pie. Come on. Gallywix wants a fight? We'll give it to him.
Fire in the hole!
Fire in the hole!
Oh, he said it for me.
You ready to talk?
What? You think you're gonna yap at me till I roll over? We got games to play, Gazlo!
Alright, so let me see if I can show it off for you guys. Noir Royal. Behold! Look, I'm a member of Full Murloc. I have to do this. It's like a contractual obligation. Which fits perfectly well with what's going on here in Undermine since we're with a bunch of goblins. It's part of a contractual obligation you gotta fulfill. So we gotta deal with a bunch of security and dealers, cocktail servers, because, well, now we're getting to the actual casino here, as you can see. Let me just go ahead and take a moment to show this place off a bit. Patrons with more Noir Royal right over here. Customer care are these drones over here. That's the customer care. And of course, you gotta have a big statue of Gallywix right here in the middle, because of course you do. And so, of course, we've got, you know, crap tables. Looks like a card table. Hit me! Blackjack tables, poker tables, roulettes. You know, it's a casino. It's what you would expect. Slot machines, of course, right here. And of course, you gotta have, like, the fun casino music, right? I'm sorry, is this the forehead of security? No, actually, he's coming up later on. The foreheads of security, but we'll get there, we'll get there. The next boss is, well, like I said before, it's actually the one we are currently on in our heroic progression. But I just love the hilarious humor and idea behind this boss. By the way, our group is completely splitting up here for some reason. Oh, I have to show this off. So, of course, as I mentioned, we have slot machines right here. Oh, that disorient is not fun. Oh my gosh, all these disorients. We've got chairs and drinks, burgers. Got chests of gold. We also have one of my personal favorite things right here. Unfortunately, this guy is over here. Maybe I can just kind of like... The fact that our raid is split doing this is just kind of like making this worse and go longer. Well, what I'm wanting to show you guys, and unfortunately, no way, I can do this. Look at this. It's a slide. Whee! I'm disoriented, so it's not working. There we go. Whee! Into the big pile of gold instead of a ball pit. Oh, I love that. Now, I've heard some people... Now, I bring... This kind of leads me to something I want to say about this raid. I've heard some people complaining about how incredibly easy this raid was. That this raid was nowhere near as difficult as Narubar Palace. And I would agree on that. This does feel like an easier raid compared to Narubar. Narubar was rough. But at the same time, we also have to remind ourselves that that's the initial tier where people are still kind of like getting used to the expansion and still trying to like figure things out. Whereas by this point, we are very used to it, what's going on, and I think we're all in a better place. Hold on, let me see if other people notice this right here. No one else noticed it? No. Yeah, I imagine no one really cares. They just want to get to the next boss. But anyways, getting back to what I was saying, yes, I do agree that this raid is easier than Narubar Palace was, but just because a raid is quote-unquote easy doesn't make it bad. I don't think a raid's quality should be decided based on how incredibly hard or difficult it was. And what is considered difficult, what is considered to make a raid tough or difficult, shouldn't be based on how many pulls it takes to take down certain bosses. I think people get so caught up in that they just...
But I gotta say, your odds don't look so good.
That they just get so caught up in it that they don't really take time to really look around and think about various other things when it comes to...
Begin.
Sorry that I talked over that. When it comes to other things about the raid, like the environment and how fun and atmospheric raids can be. I love that much of this raid is not even paying attention to the fact that we have these guys on us. They are just looking at the boss, not even paying attention to the fact that we have ads here or helping. Look at that. They're just standing there waiting for us to pull this boss, not even caring about the fact that we have trash on us. Like, turn around and help kill things. You want to do the next boss? Then help kill the trash so we can do that. Otherwise, you are just standing there wasting our time, making us kill this slower. Like, holy mackerel. So anyways, this is the next boss. One-Armed Bandit. It's a slot machine. Get it? The One-Armed Bandit is the premier slot machine in Gallywix's casino. All the delightful device asks is that you play fairly and don't cheat. The rules by which it determines this are an enigmatic mystery, although the one-armed punishment it dispenses cannot be missed. I just love the idea that we are fighting a slot machine called the One-Armed Bandit, because of course we would call a slot machine a One-Armed Bandit.
5,
Ready to win big!
Ready to win big!
high roller,
Nothing
jump.
here, just
Nothing here, just smoke. So this boss is interesting in that we have 6 of this sequence called Spin to Win. Oh, this is interesting. So on LFR it only spits out 2 of them. So on normal and higher it spits out 3 of particular combinations. And those combinations can involve shock, flame, bomb, coin. And 2 of, combinations of these 2 things, go ahead and put it in, will then trigger something. And based on the combination you put in will determine what it does.
Pay line,
And what combination you want to try and do these in
nothing
jump.
here.
can, I guess, be the difference in whether, how the fight progresses. I say this as we are trying to learn and figure out how to do our heroic progression on this boss. We only got a few pulls in last night before we called it a night and decided, okay, we're going to wait until next week to try and continue our progression on this boss.
high roller,
But it only does this 6 times. If this fight goes on too long, it then goes to something else, I believe called Cheat to Win,
Just smoke.
which is stage 2, which I guess is if it takes too long.
high roller,
Also, high roller, it then shoots out what looked like a casino chip to actually hit the group.
Big.
Again, just a lot of these hilarious little mechanics from, that involve, slot machines and casinos that I just find very funny. Also, I hate the fact that they put it in this thing here. This is why you don't drop it right here where the ads are going to be, because now we have to actually do this.
overload, withering,
And it's like, guess what, guys?
withering,
We have to kill this thing. Somebody's going to have to run over and drop it in. This is why you don't drop them right there where the ads are. But of course, again, LFR.
pay line, high roller,
Nothing
jump.
here, just smoke.
high roller,
Huh. And it gives me a buff where my damage is increased by 10%, because I'm a high roller.
We're offline, rebooting. Let's up the ante.
And doesn't it make sense that Gallywix would make something like this? A slot machine called the One-Armed Bandit? Because of course he would, it's Gallywix. But then again, I'm sure the joke is that there are plenty of other, people at actual, real-life casinos that would do something like this, because this is how they usually feel sometimes, right? For the record, if I am ever, at a casino and I actually want to partake in, games or whatever, one of the things I'm not really interested in doing is slot machines. I know it's, one of the biggest draws to casinos, but
high roller,
this is how I view slot machines, honestly, like this. They are designed mainly to,
pay line,
well, rob you of your money, basically.
Hey, Gallywix! Looks like the house don't always win.
Do you have any idea how much that thing costs? I'm gonna take it out of your sorry green hide, Gaslow.
I guess we struck a nerve. Come on.
So here's the funny part. House of Cards is actually considered one of my best trinkets. But it's only a veteran one, and I'm like, do I really want to get this one? Nah, someone's already rolled a 99. I'll see, but... yeah. I figured that was going to happen. It's fine. I enjoy fights where you have to kind of like figure out like the right kind of way to play the boss and like basically solving a puzzle, which that's how that boss comes across to me. We're trying to figure out how to solve this puzzle that is this boss, which I think is like, for me, is part of the fun of raiding. Like just learning how to solve these puzzles, which are these bosses. So I look forward to us continuing the, if one vermin doesn't stop you, I have thousands more. So this is an aquarium with a murloc inside called Cement Shoes. And fish sticks. So I take that back. Fish sticks. Actually, hold on. Can I? No. I can't target that, apparently. He has Cement Shoes. It's a murloc named Fish Sticks. And there's a shark there. And I'm wondering if there's a way to actually destroy those Cement Shoes. There might be, I just don't know what it is. Unless, does this do that? Hold on. No. I have a feeling there is somehow a way to do that. I just don't know how. But they would not make the Cement Shoes targetable unless there was for a reason. There's got to be some way to get in there and destroy the Cement Shoes for Fish Sticks in there. I'm just really worried that when I do, he's going to get eaten by that shark.
I need to get close.
The next boss is Mugsy, the heads of security. It's a two-headed ogre. Get it? Buddies from the day they were born, Mugsy's two heads are the topper of a giant hulk of an ogre enforcer, specifically hired by Gallywix to oversee his casino's day-to-day activities. In recent weeks, Mugsy's been reassigned to keep anyone and everyone out of the Galagio's innermost chambers. I ain't talking! Dirty rats. Oh, you dirty rat! You're gonna talk? You dirty rat! Me talk! Me talk! Gunned him down anyway.
Nobody passes without permission from the boss. And you don't got permission. Ain't that right, Mug? You got it, see?
That's right. Nobody gets by without permission from the boss. I'm just so amused that they were labeled dirty rats. You know Blizzard loves their references. They love to make the jokes and references.
5, 4.
Oh yeah, let's pull without the rest of the group here.
Oh, so many toys!
I'm so curious how this is gonna go.
Okay?
I'm not even like doing my regular thing here, just because I can already tell we're not exactly doing this all that correctly. In fact, I'm curious whether or not this raid is going to know at all what to do here. Are they all just going to stay right here and just let the boss reach 100 energy and wipe the raid? Because that would be so funny!
Let's paint the town red!
Goblin guided rocket.
Oh! Also, I just noticed this trash back here, which no one's attacking.
Searing shrapnel.
Because of course they aren't. You know what? Forget it. These LFR raiders they've got to learn at some point.
Prey and faulty wiring.
Oh, look at that. Someone's finally pinging. Hey, take out this ad here. The boss is about to reach 100 energy. No one's going to notice. I'll bet you no one's going to notice right now.
MK2
Watch this.
Electroshocker.
Also, they finally made it here. Watch.
My time! Gonna grind them to dust! Have at it, Mug.
Or not? Oh, so this is how it works in LFR. So rather than it wiping the raid, it just swaps to the next head that's supposed to... Okay, so then I should explain. The way this fight works is it depends on people going back and forth between the room. You see this line right here? So based on like how many people are standing here or here will determine which head takes over and which phase of the fight we do. And you're supposed to do this before he reaches 100 energy, but unfortunately, if he does reach 100 energy, and I'm dead. But basically, like, once he reaches 100 energy, he does like a big enrage, which wipes the raid. But when he's on this side of the room, he does this phase where he has these like earth elementals, which will close off a certain portion of the raid inside that has to take down that ad.
I'll handle these punks. Be my guest, see?
So yeah, then you swap back to the other room, and that prompts this particular portion of the fight with the shockers and the mines. I'm sorry, I'm having to show it off from this perspective here.
Wiring.
I like how one of the tanks is focusing on this ad rather than the boss.
MK2 Electroshocker.
Nowhere to run now!
Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 druids in this raid. You know, you would think maybe they would consider, well, I don't know, using a combat res or something.
Faulty wiring.
Moxie.
Right between.
So yeah, the longer this fight goes on, the higher this gets. So he's going to continue to do more and more damage the longer this goes on.
Say hello to my time.
So yeah, he's constantly inflicting damage to all players every half a second. He's doing elemental damage to all players every 1.5 seconds. So yeah, Z at the moment is the head honcho, which gives him an explosive arsenal.
You've been working out.
And then he does this thing here, Bulletstorm, where he does this big spin.
Pick up your teeth. Oh,
Pick up your teeth.
Their ancestors felt that one.
So I guess in LFR, he just keeps going back and forth between the phases.
Static charge.
Even though he is continuously getting more of these stacking buffs here, where he's just constantly doing tons of damage. But I guess in LFR, it's not that big of a deal. Which I'll admit, I consider to be kind of a shame. Oh, now he has Bloodlust on him. Granting him all of Mug's and Z's abilities. So now he has just both Mugsy, which is just everything, and he has Bloodlust. So now he has 30% more haste. At this point, we should be getting wiped here. Like, Moxie is really high now, and I'm just like, okay, hold on a second.
Earthshaker.
Enrage.
Because he's really buffed up right now. In fact, he's getting a shield now. And I'm just like, guys.
MK2 Electroshocker. Molten Gold Knuckles.
He's continuously getting stronger. He has a shield. He has Respects, which gives him a big shield. And I'm just like, why isn't he wiping the raid at this point? Either we just have, like, really highly geared healers in this group, or our tanks are just, like, really strong, like...
Right between the eyes. Say hello to my tiny pal.
Get it? Say hello to my tiny pal. That's the name of the gun, by the way, Tiny Pal. That gun you see him using, which is an actual gun you can get. I know, because it dropped and nobody else, well, you know.
Frost Shatter!
Oh, that reminds me. I gotta wrap this up so I can head on over to do some keys with Jesse. He just posted about that, and I actually almost forgot that I signed up to do that with him.
Double-minded fury.
I love watching you work.
This is taking way longer than it probably should have. But at the same time, I'm like, he should be wiping the raid at this point with all these buffs. It's up to 50. And it's just like, nah. In LFR, it's not a big deal. Oh, there we go. Now he's wiping the group. There was the enrage. There it was. Oh, man. Oh, that's funny.
Well, well, well.
I really hope there are some raiders here that actually know what that means. We crash into it, and he's like, Galaja rewards members benefit from 60% less immolation. A complimentary fire suppressant. Thank you. So now this is the unfortunate part. We actually have to now run back. Oh, wait, never mind. Or do we? Yeah, we do. Ah! I aggroed the dealer by mistake. Okay, I need to... I'm gonna just move. Because because we may be... I may have aggroed this thing, but nobody else is bothering to kill it. I love it when a LFR group just straight up... Like, there's the dealer. He's followed me. Nobody else is bothering to help kill it. We're just running to the next boss, not caring at all that stuff got aggroed. I was wondering when the Horde and Rage was going to happen. The fact that it happened that long is actually really funny.
It's too far away.
Do any of y'all want to help me kill this thing, please? Look at this. We have trash showing up because nobody bothered to kill it. So, basically, I hope you guys now have a good idea of what's going on with that fight. So I can see why this is actually considered a A+ trinket. So, I got this last night, the Junk Maestro's Mega Magnet trinket. It's not one of my best trinkets, but it's actually labeled as like an A+ trinket for me. For Demon Hunters. And I was a little confused, and so was my Railer. We were like, why is this like good for Demon Hunters? Apparently it may be having a good interaction, but it also... Oh my gosh, we are pulling everything!
I need to get closer.
We pulled everything! Oh my goodness.
I'm out of range.
This is hilarious. Let's see if this is the last one. Okay, looks like it is. Oh my goodness. Alright, anyways. So unfortunately not everyone is here, because everyone's apparently getting lost. But whatever. So, I hope you guys now understand what I was talking about when it comes to the fight.
5,
Gonna
4,
beat you to pulp!
Whoops. Yeah, I brought these people in here with me.
Pay respects.
And the reason I did that is because you're not supposed to have this, like, where the boss is.
Molten gold knuckles.
I once dropped it, like, right where the boss was, and I, had some people tell me, no, don't do that, you're not supposed to do that.
Frost shatter!
This is a lust on pull fight, so we should have already lusted. Oh well. It's rather amusing that rather than it being a dependent on who is standing on which side, that it instead is being determined just by a timer. Like, once it reaches 100 energy, it just swaps to the other head.
Time for demolition!
But of course, we do have to also focus on the ads. We can't just ignore the
Searing
ads.
shrapnel. Searing shrapnel.
But you'll notice somebody decided to do that whole gold thing just all over the room over there.
Faulty wiring.
Nowhere to run now!
Goblin gate to electroshocker.
This one's just for you! Say hello to my tiny pal!
So what I was saying before is that we had that gun drop, but we only have one hunter in our raid group, and he didn't need the gun, so we put it up for roll for transmog, and I won it. So that gun he's using, like, I now have that as part of my transmog collection. And it's literally labeled Tiny Pal.
Searing shrapnel. We are at 14 stacks with my magnet trinket. Molten gold knuckles. Static charge.
Barrels! You've been working out!
Ow.
Oh, I love my job!
Oh, I love my job! Well, you know, at least he loves his job. I mean, that's all you can really hope for, is that you actually, like, enjoy your job, right? So at that point, is it really a job? If you're just having fun and you love it?
you, Mug. This joint is rigged to explode.
Searing shrapnel.
Alright, so now he's got Bloodlust and it's both of them, so this is gonna get a little chaotic.
Frost shatter.
Searing shrapnel. MK2 electroshocker.
Where's the other shocker? Oh, never mind. It's apparently already gone.
Earth shaker. Nowhere to run now.
Goblin guided rocket. MK2 electroshocker. Molten gold knuckle.
Fish.
Oh, there's the shocker.
Storm Fury Fuel Gun. Faulty wiring.
This one's just for you. Say hello to my tiny pal.
MK2 electroshocker.
Pleasure.
There we go.
See ya in the next life, pal.
What's next, Gallywix?
Ooh, someone's getting cranky. You wanna oust me? Keep going. I'll see you soon enough.
Alright. So next week we will have the final confrontation in LFR with Gallywix. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off because I got to go do some keys with Jesse. And then when we continue the playthrough, we will probably be continuing some more side quests. Stay tuned.